Hello again, I'm Koyoto Jack, and what looks like there is something that kinda debunks what has been said. Not all of what Kiwi fans said about Mimi, because the other stuff hasn't been verified, or at this point, if it's not from actual people outside of Kiwi fans, I'm going to refuse to believe it. And even this one kinda makes me stand into that point. Look at this. So, as I told a few people I will do, I went through a majority of Mimi's Pixie Lives. Was posted by Misutamari VTuber. A few random ticks of Rip. A majority of their likes are just Blue Archive. And that's something fucking hilarious because we have seen how antis hate Blue Archive. Trunis also hate Blue Archive. Like, Emma, it's a fucking gatekeeper, man. It's the best gatekeep of a franchise I have seen. Well, look at this. Pokemon or Sabagura, including Edge Up Girls and Big Breasted, Blue Archive and Pokemon Girls. Edge Up, so Kayoko, or Sorasaki Hina after the time skip, or Makoto. Well, let's see. There was nothing real or quote-unquote realistic looking in the entire thing. It was all clearly generic anime style. But Kiwi Farms, man, and yes, some people jumping on saying this about without actually looking through this. A big thing they say repeatedly in the thread was quote-unquote depictions of grape, and I guess they mean in the sense that the drawing can't consent, but for the actual fetish of graping, I found like two images in the entire thing that fit the bill, and I'm still not really sure they do. If it's Kuroino or something similar like that, yeah, just the Kiwi fans is just fucking stupid. I noticed that some of the quote-unquote younger character-looking drawings were actually tagged with Final Fantasy XIV. They were La Fels. With that said, I went through 43 with 48 images per page. That's 2043 images. Last page was missing a few. I was looking for three things that they were claiming in the Kiwi fans thread. One, illicit writing alluding to the creator being a map or supporting map ideals. Yeah, like we have seen that kind of drawings that are encouraging that behavior. Yeah, and we have called them out and pointed out who the fuckers are, and even in some cases, yeah, resetting the clock for obvious reasons and being thrown in jail. But well, look at this one. Second one is basic content of any kind bestiality. The tier one, where is referred to as a TOTCon among some groups. First one of the few claims in the King Farm thread was the constant use of writing, particularly writing about illicit topics or characters saying things that would imply the creator was a predator themselves. You know what? I'm going to laugh before even continue. I'm going to fucking laugh. And if Kiwi Farms were just using the gatekeeper crying emoji from Blue Archive, it's going to be fucking hilarious to me because you have no idea how these fucking rulers always behave. I really hate antis. Look at this. So, what shockingly lacking about from those 2043 images was any bright and all. I found, yeah, we read that, man, excluding onomatopoeias, account advertising, and characters' names. Of those 81 images, 42 were exclusively in Japanese. Say, no wonder why those Japanese accounts were, well, they were upset at the posture of Chibi Reviews. He should have just waited. I think it's important because I do not believe you can fault someone for the content of a text they likely could not read. Exactly who had what could be considered illicit text, and it was hentai of Hat Kid from A Hat in Time. There is a market for this? I was surprised. Honestly, I didn't see therapy with much of appeal or support. Guess I was wrong. And one of the Guras Saba, and he was just referring to them as a child as opposed to lolly. Yeah, at that point, fucking Kiwi fans lost me. Or they should have just lost everyone. Other than the majority of the text was jokes or basic Mesugaki dialogue. You need correction, Mesugaki. Plap, plap, plap. You wonder, man, why these fuckers, these fucking aunties that keep watering down definitions, I want them to be criminally charged. Honestly, I'm not joking with that one. They really need to be fucking incarcerated or thrown in a padded room because they are clearly mentally ill, unstable, and doing like, oh, this is a PDF because he liked that run of a lolly of Gura and Saba. Yeah, you, for throwing a false accusation like that, you deserve to face the, the time in prison for doing something stupid like that, in my opinion. Let's continue. Other than that, a majority of the text was just of more basic Mesoamerican dialogue, nothing particularly strange or that would catch the average whip off guard. Second one. The second was the claim of constant bestiality. I found 18 images of it and 8 of them were of Pokemon. Yeah, Pokemon, I'm not surprised. Honestly, I'm not surprised. I remember even seeing a fucking YouTube ad when all of this fucking AI stuff was just running even more rampant than before on YouTube. That ad, when I was looking at my on the application on my Android device, I saw one of those. I don't know how it passed the filters, or probably because YouTube doesn't have the filters that they're supposed to be put in place in the first place. Anyway, yeah, a Pokemon bestiality type with a dog and one of the cats from Pokemon, the doggy style. What the hell? I'm not surprised with Pokemon. And in Pixip, yeah, I'm not going to rip them of that. That's extremely common from even from the Pokemon consumption of content coming out of Japan. One of them was safe for word, but I'm counting it anyways because the implication was there. Okay, fair enough. The tier 1. For the final part, I could find maybe a handful of images I might personally classify as thought count adjacent, but basically none of them actually fit the bill. The quote-unquote youngest a character looked at was some art of Nahida from Genshin Impact, Becky from Spy X Family, and one piece of Hat Kid from A Hat in Time. There was literally none of these quote-unquote baby stuff that they were claiming in the thread. This is also ignoring the fact that I will still stand by the fact that these words are fictional and I genuinely don't care. Thank you, person, for doing the research. By the end of the looking through every single one of these, my position has still not changed. It is a fully fictional work and the quote unquote mass amount of suspect images simply don't exist. Yeah, and that, even if that lazy town based on a fictional character, not a real life actress, and you can pretty much make the fictional character in different art styles as long as it's a drawing and not something related to Photoshop with the real life person or made with AI while actually using real life photos. That's actually the disgusting part, and that can be criminally prosecuted in the West. Well, at least in places that they are not so dystopian like the UK. But let's continue. It is all fully fictional work and the mass amount of suspect images, well, that was in quote, mass amount of suspect images simply do not exist. I found, in total by my personal metric, 4 images that made me doubt the take. That's it. Also, about the two dozen images were deleted by the original artist. Most of these are at the end and they were very old pieces. Also, there could be any number of reasons they are gone, or even pixel, because if you don't censor some genitals to a certain degree, yeah, you get fucked. Because that's how it is with the censorship to this day. That I just wish Japan to remove it, but we haven't seen progress from that yet. only that they were going to discuss it for once. Anyway, the most shocking part of looking through this was actually the fact that half of it just wasn't lolly short art, it was big boobed girls. It could be Hasumi, man. Or could be Megu. Or Satsuki. Ah, don't. Don't leave me hanging there. Anyway, below are just some random examples of the average stuff that was on the page that I talked about. You have Hoshino, this character is from Pokemon, this one is deleted in private, this is some Mesugakis, but have big tits, short stack. Then this one, yeah, it's a Connie Barrel. Man, that's it. Yeah, close the fucking stadium, man. Close the fucking stadium. Yeah, we have proved that Kiwi fans is absolutely retarded. Brain dead. Connie Barrel, liking Connie Barrel. You know that how that image was created. Yeah, someone just dunking on that restaurant change in the US that went work and also they kinda fuck up because they were giving also a shitty service. But while someone said, let's do some art, and they did Connie Barrel, and I remember that one. I remember that one. So, Trunis will not give a like to something like this because we know full well why is the context behind this image itself. I'm starting to believe that even that one about the guy being a transformer, yeah, that has or it's a woman or whatever. At this point, I don't trust Kiwi farms unless there is actual evidence of what these fuckers were claiming is true. But at this point, I'm not seeing any of it. But sure, people want to see actual evidence. I am encouraged to actually have that released soon because again, even if because also we have seen that drones have also been hypocrites and have been consuming in their closet lolicon content, despite that they keep bragging about censoring lollies and also lollies being cheese pizza. So even if that ended up being the case that the person was a trunie, but it was just consuming like even the average stuff that even other people outside of the circles just consume, yeah, even that one is damaging because the UK just considering that more important than actual horrible crimes. The point still stands. The point fucking still stands, man. So this one from Genshin Impact, this just 10. This is just 10 compared to other drawings I have searched myself. Yeah, and of course, rated 18. That's it, man. Not looking too good for the people on the tag using keyword hands as the go-to source. And even this one, man, Kokoro Mugen. I read the whole document. They censored the art and artist's name. Why would the Dogs Masters do that? All images were anime themed. Kimi first wanted to disrupt Chibi's communities. The antis won. Sadly, yes. Sadly, yes. Fucking green Reddit. I'm fucking tired, man. This image was their smoking gun, Pixit, and this account, which is anime themed, no different one you see on an hentai anime fiction, and this was only a person they got followed policed. Lots of retards fell for the Kiwi Farms plan. Would you look at this cute and funny? Kiwi Farms is retarded. Honestly, I think Chibi Reviews shot itself in the foot, in the knee, and in the face with the postures about this was rude, and also I was looking that even sadly some of the people that is on the Spanish speaking side repeat the same talking points from Chibi Reviews. also were repeating in the same exact same phrase like, "Oh no no, everything comes back. Kevin Fons was right." No, fuck this shit. But yeah, people have doubts. I'm not going to discourage that. We need to see actual more information, consistent one. That's it. That's fucking said, man. Nothing more to say here. I really want to pay attention more into this. I hope more people make more actual factual digging than what Kiwi fans did because, yeah, Kiwi fans, I not trust those fuckers. They can go fuck themselves and enjoy the dildo that they have in their ass. That's it. Thanks for watching and please take care.